Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show. I am your gracious host. This is J Red from the one, the only Reds View. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope this live stream catches everybody in good health. I hope you're having a good week so far. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/RedsView. Go ahead, also hit that like button or the dislike button. It's all good, y'all, as long as we get some what traction. And also, if you're on Twitter right now, go ahead, retweet. Also, if you're on Facebook, hit that share button. And I love those likes. Get those likes up on Facebook. Comment to let me know that you're up in here. And of course, if you comment and I see you, you know I'm gonna give you a shout out. So go ahead and do that. Man, it's been a lot going on. I went live last week, but I ended up going live on a Monday because that whole Diddy thing took over. But man, we got some stuff to talk about today. How's everybody doing? How are y'all doing? Pardon my manners. How are y'all doing? Are y'all having a good week so far? Did you have a good morning? Did you eat breakfast? Did you eat dinner? I hope everybody's fed out there. You know what I'm saying? So we had a great Memorial Day weekend. I had a lot of fun hanging with the fam and stuff like that. But man, as you already know, we got to get back on it. We got to get back on the grind, get back on the hustle. So hopefully everybody has a productive week. All right. So yeah, man, we got some stuff to talk about. So everybody come on in and join the room right now. First thing that we're going to talk about is the topic of discussion tonight. Yes, we are talking about Drizzy. Uh-oh, here you go. What up? What up, Maya? Doing great. Getting harassed by my toddler. By your toddler? I didn't know you had a I didn't know you had a toddler. Shout out to your toddler though. I didn't even know that. But yeah, shout out to Maya. You finally caught the live on time too, Maya. I know you replay gang all day, but you finally caught the live. But anyway, man, so let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about, man. We're talking about BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. Let me stop playing, man. But now Drake, Aubrey Graham. Is this the downfall of Drake? Are we witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, the downfall of Drake? Now, what do you mean by that, J Red? Well, it's a lot of things that's been going on. He's been having a rough couple of weeks, actually, ever since this battle happened. Um, Man, a lot has been going on. The first thing is that his last three videos have all gotten more dislikes than likes. His last three videos have gotten more dislikes than likes. Now, I'm not really too big on the whole likes. I'm not even real. I mean, I'm big on the charts, but not because a lot of this stuff can be manipulated and all those type of things, right? But it is something to pay attention to. There is a Drake hate wave going on right now. If you all haven't noticed, it's cool to hate Drake. It's cool to hate Drake. What do you mean by that? It's cool to hate Drake because the biggest rap battle of all time, which was Kendrick Lamar and Drake, the biggest rap battle of all time, which was Kendrick and Drake, there had to be a winner. There had to be a victor. There had to be a winner, victor. There also had to be a loser. So obviously we know who the loser was. It was Aubrey Graham, Drake, BBL Drizzy, right? So if it's the biggest rap battle of all time, that would mean that the person who loses would take the biggest L in a rap battle of all time, right? Exactly. The biggest rap battle of all time, because arguably you got to give it its credit. If that's the biggest rap battle of all time and Drake lost the battle, that means he's the biggest loser of a rap battle of all time. So when you take a loss like that, when you take that big, massive L, when you think about it, man, like that is still getting heavy rotation. Not Like Us is, if not the biggest diss track of all time. We'll discuss that later. But with all that going on, it makes it cool to hate Drake because the gears have switched. You already had people who didn't like Drake. They haven't liked Drake since they found out that he wasn't writing his raps, right? So with all that and Kendrick having the hottest songs out right now because all of them has charted higher than Drake's. I literally heard Meet the Grams on the radio the other day. What was it? Sunday, I heard Meet the Grams on the radio here in Atlanta. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? I heard Meet the Grams on the radio. What'd you say? Biggest battle, L Drizzy. Yes, sir. So the hate train for Drake is here. Now, of course, I've been talking about Drake and Kendrick for the past couple, like the past month. So yeah, for those who say, "Oh, you hate Drake," no, I don't hate Drake. I'm not a Drake hater at all. I critique everybody, right? So the thing is, it's like I've been noticing just a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, his last 3 songs that he released, I think it was the Heart Part 6, the song he just dropped with Sexyy Red, and what else did he? It was another one. Because I saw it on academics page. I forgot what the last 3 was. It Family? I guess Family Matters, the Heart Part 6, and I think, and then the Sexyy Red song. So those, for the first time in history, for a Drake video, have more dislikes than likes. Now, some people feel like those are all bots. Those are bots or Kendrick haters or whatever the case may be. So I call cap on the bots. Now, could it be Kendrick fans and people who don't like Drake going to dislike all his videos and stuff like that? That could be the case. I don't think it's bots, because if it's bots, why would the bots be disliking it now in the swarms? Why would they all do that now? If people really hated Drake as much as people say that they do, why are they doing it now and weren't doing it previously? That's the question you got to ask people, because when you ask them that, they get stumped. They don't really know what to really say. They get stuck about that. So if it is bots, if these are all Kendrick fans and stuff like that, which, I mean, that could be true. I mean, Kendrick's fans could have been dormant to Drake stuff, so they could have band together and said, "Hey, we're going to dislike it," or whatever the case may be. But if that's the case, why wasn't it done before? How about people just didn't like the Hard Part 6? How about people just didn't like Family Matters? How about people definitely don't like that Sexyy Red song? You know, so I think it's a mixture of both. I think that you do have more attention on Drake since he took that L. So a lot of people are going to swarm to his social media. They're going to swarm to his YouTube channels. I mean, his YouTube pages, and I said channels, pages, his videos. They're going to go over there and they may go ahead and hit that dislike button. Maybe it could be Drake's own fans turn against him, or it could simply just be, we don't like these songs, Drake, because a lot of people weren't a fan of the Heart Part 6. And the Sexyy Red song that he dropped, oh my God. Did anybody hear that Sexyy Red song? Man, I wish I could play it, but J Red doesn't want to get a copyright strike. The song is horrible. The song is horrible. It's called what? You My Everything or My Everything? Let me look that up real quick. Let me know in the comments if you've heard the Sexyy Red song that Drake is on, the newest one that just came out. Uh-oh, not this one. Because she put out a project called In Sexy We Trust. It's called You My Everything. So You My Everything. Terrible record. Sexyy Red is trying to sing R&B on there, and the beat is nice though. Can't lie, the beat is nice. I did enjoy the beat, but as far as just musically and everything like that, it was terrible. So if that got a lot of dislikes more than likes, I mean, that's reasonable, right? See, Rich Baby Daddy, we all critiqued that song. It got a lot of criticism, but it wasn't a bad song though. You know what I'm saying? Shake that ass for Drake and shake that ass for me. It's a nice beat. It's catchy. This one with Drake, the problem that a lot of people have with it is, for one, if you lose this battle, everybody's looking at Drake's next move. Everybody's trying to see what's Drake gonna do since he lost that battle with Kendrick. So it's like, okay, how is he gonna come? People already said, okay, all he got to do is make some hits and we'll forget about it, whatever the case may be. And it's like, nah, not this time, because Kendrick has the hottest song in the world right now, literally the world. I've seen Not Like Us played at bar mitzvahs. Not Like Us played at bar mitzvahs. And it's funny that the irony, he's telling Drake being Jewish is one of the reasons that Not Like Us was made. So you actually have Jews over there doing a bar mitzvah, Jewish people doing a bar mitzvah singing like Not Like Us. So everybody was trying to wait and see what Drake was going to do. And you mean to tell me you return with a song with Sexyy Red when Kendrick Lamar said, I believe when you stand next to Sexyy Red, you see two bad bitches. I believe you see two bad bitches. You go and collab with Sexyy Red, Drake. I don't even, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what Drake should do, but I know I wouldn't have done that because all I saw on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, was people bashing Drizzy. Everybody was just like, "You're proving Kendrick Lamar, right? Right? Like you go and I saw two bad bitches, two bad bitches." So that was terrible. It was awful. The song was awful, and what Drake did was awful. And what made it worse is that he rapped over the BBL Drizzy beat. Let me tell y'all something, man. It was Friday night, no Thursday night. I had went to sleep, and then I woke up middle of the night and saw my phone had a few text messages in it, a few DMs, and I'm thinking, okay, Drake, did he make it? Because everybody like, look what Drake did, look what Drake did, and I'm like, okay, what did he do? He got a song with Sexyy Red. I'm like, okay, is he dissing Kendrick again or something? No. What did he do? He rapped over the BBL Drizzy beat. Little too late, Drake. It's a little too late. See, him doing that, his fans have said, oh my God, that was so clever that he rapped over the BBL Drizzy beat. Nah, that wasn't clever at all because it would have been clever if you would have done that when the song first came out. When Metro said, I'll give you $10,000 if you rap over this beat and it's a contest. Did anybody win that contest, by the way? I don't even know. Did anybody ever win that contest? But anyway, if Drake could have killed the momentum if he rapped over that song, if he rapped over that beat at that time, oh, it would have shut a lot of stuff down. But he waited till like 3 weeks later to hop on it, and it didn't do it any justice. And the verse wasn't even that good. He sounded lazy, uninspired. And a lot of people feel like Drake is spiraling right now. A lot of people feel like he's spiraling because that just wasn't a good song. And it's hard to believe that he would have went that route instead of making something maybe either aggressive. I mean, that is a party song. It's aggressive or something for the summer, but even the subject matter in the song, the content. Sexyy Red is saying, you my everything. We go together. I don't care. We go together. Drake is damn near 40 years old, rapping with Sexyy Red talking about we go together. What woman who's grown, because Sexyy Red ain't that young. She's like 24. I mean, she's young considerably, but when I was 24, 25, wasn't no woman coming up to me talking about we go together. You say we're in a relationship. That sounds like it was made for middle school children. Seriously. Not even high school, middle school children, we go together. When you become an adult, you start saying, like in your 20s, you say relationship. I'll give you 2021. You can say, hey, we go. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. You have to say relationship. So for the fact that Drake rapped on that with Sexyy Red, it was a big letdown to him and his fans because we're anticipating something big, something massive, and you give us a Sexyy Red song. Really? A Sexyy Red song. Ooh, that's too bright. So yeah, we were all disappointed with that. But the other thing that happened, was what I'm about to show you now. So before I do that, do y'all remember back in 2015? Let's go back to 2015. Drake versus Meek Mill. What was the one thing that started this beef? What was the one thing that started the Drake versus Meek Mill beef? Does anybody remember? I'm going to give you some time to think about it. What was the reason Drake and Meek Mill were beefing? And we got people in here. Shout out to everybody who's watching. If you are watching right now, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. But also, most importantly, hit that like button. Hit that like button. But comment. Somebody give me a comment. I'm going to give you some time. What was the reason Drake and Meek Mill started beefing? Can anybody tell me? Because that segues into what I'm about to go on to next, as far as the downfall of Drake. Y'all must be feeling a little lazy today because ain't nobody typed nothing yet. I see y'all watching, but you ain't gonna tell me, or maybe you don't know. Do I have to refresh your memory? Do I have to? It's one thing that happened. Okay, since y'all ain't saying nothing yet, I ain't finna hold on my broadcast the whole time. Ghostwriting. Oh, did we forget about that? Uh-oh. Let me see if somebody said it. You said whenever Control came out. No. Ghostwriting. Meek Mill had said on Twitter, at that time. He went on a tirade on Twitter saying, "Hey, don't compare me to Drake." And this is after Drake just collabed on his album. He said, "Don't compare me to Drake. Me and Drake ain't the same." I'm paraphrasing. Drake don't write his own raps. I do. And that sparked everything. So, what's been going on now is more reference tracks have dropped. 2 reference tracks. I think somebody said 3, but I know of 2. All right. Reference tracks. And for those who don't know what reference tracks are, that's if I want to write a song for you and I want to give it to you so you can hear how you should rap on it. I'll record it as a reference and send it to you. So all you got to do is listen and punch in or, chop it up how you want to. So Drake reference controversy continues with the Parent Party Next Door track. So the first one that it dropped was Vari's reference track for Mob Ties. That's right, Mob Ties. Then after that, PNB Rock, I guess he did the Ratchet Happy Birthday song. So those 2 came back to back. Party Next Door. I'm not going to play the reference tracks because I don't want to get copyright. But Mob Ties and Ratchet Happy Birthday came out. The reference tracks. So a lot of people were in shambles. They were just like, I'm talking about, it's been taking over Twitter. A lot of people are hurt that they found out that Drake didn't write Mob Ties, because on the reference track they tried to say, oh, maybe it was just the hook. Nah, it was the verses. It's too late for all that lovey-dovey shit. Something like all that stuff. Like Drake, yeah. The reference track had all of those lyrics on there. Now Drake did add his own twist to it, but it was pretty much word for word. So my thing is, I want to ask the question, like, why are we surprised that reference tracks have dropped for Mob Ties? When you listen to Mob Ties, did you expect for Drake to have written something like that? I mean, I didn't. See, the difference between myself and a lot of people is that his fans want to believe that he is this superb hip hop artist that doesn't need any help, that doesn't get any help, whatever the case may be. The same people who were doubting that he had writers, even though it was in their faces when Quentin Miller came, that whole ordeal came out and we found out that Drake had writers, and even some of them are credited in the song. His fans were still in denial. They still feel like, oh, not Drizzy, not Drizzy. Yes, Drizzy. So a lot of people were just upset on Twitter, and I get why. One side is that in the explanation behind the creation, look at me rhyming, the explanation behind the creation of Mob Ties, he was with LeBron James, I think, on the barbershop, and he told LeBron that the Pusha T beef fueled him to make that song as if he wrote it. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case at all. So it's a lot of hurt fans out there that can't believe what they've been hearing. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my thing is, you have to be able to accept that Drake is just a hip hop artist. He's a writer. He writes as well. Oh, here we go. Go ahead and be defensive. Nah, fine. No, that's my line brother DB, by the way. He's in denial. No, everybody does not have writers. That's not true. Kendrick Lamar doesn't have writers. J. Cole doesn't have writers. But is it okay to have writers? Yeah, absolutely. You just can't be considered the best rapper of all time. You can't call yourself the number one rapper. You can call yourself the number one hip hop artist. That's fine. But we're not making no excuses, DB, talking about, oh, everybody has writers. No, they do not. And either you're going to be on the side with him being, it's okay that he has writers, or you're not. We're not bringing other people into it and saying everybody, yeah, Eazy-E had writers. Dr. Dre had writers. Kanye has writers, right? We know that. But Kanye never said he was the number one rapper. He said he's the best artist ever, right? But Dr. Dre, Eazy-E never said I'm the number one rapper, whatever the case may be. They came out and we knew that they had writers. But my thing is this, like, I'm not knocking Drake for having writers, because if Drake didn't have writers, I want y'all to really think about this. Let this marinate. If Drake didn't have writers, he wouldn't be able to go as far as he did. If Drake did not have writers, he wouldn't be able to last as long as he did, or go as far as he did. Think about that. If Drake didn't have writers, he wouldn't be able to have lasted as long as he did, because the way that Drake records music and releases music, he drops something every year, whether it's an album, a mixtape, an EP, Scary Hours. He does a bunch of collabs. He wouldn't be able to do as much as he done in real time. The genres that he's touched, right? He does R&B records, he does pop records, Caribbean records, drill music, Southern sounding music, New York sounding music, Cali music. He's been able to touch like different subgenres within hip hop. And that's not an easy thing to do. He's the first of his kind. So you have to understand that to be able to be on a high level like Drake has been able to do for so long, you would need help. You would need help. So I understand that. But see, J Red doesn't put Drake with Kendrick or J. Cole or Jay-Z or Nas. I put Drake with Diddy. I put Drake with Easy. I put Drake with Bow Wow. I put Drake with Kanye. Now, this isn't a knock to him because everybody I just named are great artists. Shout out to Bow Wow. Bow Wow made some dope records. Easy E made dope records. Now, the thing is, does Drake write? Yes. But also, Drake receives a lot of written material, which is okay. It's okay. See, if Drake is going around saying he's the number one MC, number one rapper, whatever the case may be, that's where the issue comes. But if Drake openly admits, yeah, I got writers, he credits the writers in the case, you know, what's the issue? What is the issue? We just put him in a different category. That's all. But see, his fans can't accept that. His diehard fans cannot accept that as if we're saying anything negative towards him. And they say stuff like everybody has writers and all. No, it's just simple as that. He's just not in the same category as an MC. Can he rap? Absolutely. Yeah, Drake is dope. Drake is a dope lyricist. He just chooses not to. And see, the thing is, Drake is in the game to be a hit maker. A hit maker. That's what he chose to do. If Drake cared about pleasing his primary fan base, then he would have kept just doing that the whole time. For All the Dogs was bashed so hard because Drake wanted to reach the youth. That's okay, but you're alienating your fan base. You're alienating the people who grew to love Aubrey Graham from So Far Gone and all the other stuff. And what was that? The Coming Season, or what was his other mixtape called? Dang, I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it is what it is with Drake. Shout out to everybody who's logging in who's logged in right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/RedsView. I am J Red. I am him. He is me. We are we. Whatever. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So the downfall, when I'm talking about the downfall of Drake, I made a video the week before last, and I was asking the question if Kendrick had ruined Drake's career. And as time keeps progressing, it kind of looks like that. Now, I'm not saying that his career is over, but it looks like it's okay to hate Drake right now. And I'm wondering how far this is going to go. Are we really witnessing the full-fledged downfall of Drake? Y'all can let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think it's just a trendy thing? Do you think that's just going to happen? Because it's been some weeks now. But my thing is, I think for the first couple of months, maybe just the first month, right, is going to be a lot of backlash and stuff like that. They're going to compare him to Kendrick and all the. Put it like this: as long as Not Like Us is a number one record, Like That is a number one record, Euphoria is in the top 10, and it's still being, because I'm still playing Euphoria, still just everything like that. So the fact that those songs are in rotation, we're going to be thinking about this. This Not Like Us song is going to last throughout the summer, and the Drake hate train will keep going. You said Drake ain't going nowhere. Yeah. I don't think he's going nowhere in the sense of he's going to just like fall off the face of the earth. No, not that. Not that. But I do think that Kendrick put a dent in his career based off of how he's being received. I mean, look at everything he's been doing. It just, and I think Kendrick did it at the weakest point of Drake's career, because the last notable song Drake had, I can't even remember. Like, we're not still playing records from For All the Dogs besides Rich Baby Daddy. We're not still playing, and I'm talking about the masses, right? We're not still playing records from Certified Lover Boy, to be honest. We're not. So yeah, this could be the downfall of Drake. Not saying that he's going to wipe off the face of the earth, but there's going to be a decline in sales. There's going to be a decline now sales as far as album sales. If Drake goes on tour again, he'll be guaranteed to sell out arenas. Come on, man, it's Drake. He's still a global superstar. His fans are in the millions. Come on, man. It's just that right now it's cool to hate Drake, but we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. But speaking of Drake, did y'all see or did you hear about DJ Charlie B getting kicked out of an OVO party? I don't know. I think it was in Toronto. I want to say it was some type of OVO party. And DJ Charlie B, which I don't know who he is, he allegedly got kicked out of the OVO party for playing the Not Like Us record, which is it is the hottest record out right now. So yeah, they said he got kicked out. So yeah, man, I don't care how hot that song is. If you work for Drake or you work directly with Drake or know somebody you're affiliated with Drake, don't you play that record around him? Damn sure not a no OVO party. They're literally saying OVO on that song. So it's not wise to do that. Do you think the allegations are going to impact Drake's future career? That's another thing, Maya. I do. I think that's another reason that there's a downfall of Drake right now because of the allegations. Because the thing is, pedophilia, man, that's bad, bro. That's terrible. So to have that attached to your brand, to your name, see, the thing is, with Drake saying the stuff about Kendrick beating his wife, it ain't no proof. That's nothing like that. However, there is video footage of Drake kissing a 17-year-old. Whether it was legal by the state or whatever the case may be, she's still a teenager and he was grown. I keep saying that. Y'all can go by the technicality and all that. He still looked like a weirdo for doing it. Because it's not like he went on stage and knew, hey, you know what? If I pull a 17-year-old out here, it could be legal. So I'm gonna pull a 17-year-old. Hey, are the laws straight out here to where if I pull a 17-year-old, I won't go to jail? Okay, bet. You think if y'all think Drake did that, you stupid. You stupid, straight up. So yeah, nah, Drake didn't do that. But yeah, I think that the pedo allegation, like the allegations are all in the number one song in the country. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. That could have made a lot of people stop messing with him. Shout out to Antoine Perkins. He said on one of my last lives that he just refused to listen to Drake anymore because of that. Now, is everybody going to do that? No, but it could have been a turnoff for a lot of people. So I think that's another reason too, especially with all this Diddy stuff going on. And in the past years, we've seen the Me Too movement and all this other stuff. So yeah. And then the Nickelodeon documentary then came out and stuff like that. So yeah, I think to answer your question, yeah, definitely Maya, definitely. But yeah, man, old buddy got kicked out of the OVO party allegedly. I don't know if he went on social media and said, I just saw it on Twitter because I've been on Twitter a lot lately. So I saw that and then I was just like, dang. But yeah, if you DJ for Drake or anybody in Young Money, anybody affiliated to Drake, don't try your best not to do that. Try your best not to play the Not Like Us record. It's tempting. It's tempting, but don't do it. Moving on, man. Did y'all see that your girl Nicki Minaj, the Barbs were so upset. She got arrested for drug possession in Amsterdam. I think that's where it was, right? She got arrested. Now, of course, yeah, marijuana. It was for marijuana, but from my understanding, it was pre-rolled marijuana. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I think, so let me tell you what happened. It was pre-rolled. She said something about the security. They didn't check like the security or something like that. Like it was not Nicki Minaj's, but I think it was somebody's security or whatever like that. So a lot of people were just like, man, I mean, weed is legal out there. Why would she get locked up if weed is legal? Well, let me tell y'all something. Yes, marijuana is legal out there, but you can't smuggle marijuana. You're not supposed to be able to do that. So if you come into the country, you're not supposed to have the drugs on you. You can purchase it there, but they don't know what you're bringing into their country. It has to be confiscated. So instead of Nicki Minaj admitting that she messed up or her security messed up, or whatever the case may be, right? Because she got detained, she got arrested, but she made bail. She tried to say that they're trying to sabotage her tour. She's claiming that people don't want to see her be great. They're trying to sabotage her tour and make sure that her tour doesn't do whatever the case. That's just Nicki Minaj, and I say this as sincere as I can. She's the most unaccountable celebrity that I know. Everything is an excuse. Everybody's trying to go after her. Everybody's trying to sabotage her. That's the whole thing with Nicki Minaj. She's not accountable. How about y'all just didn't think straight? You tried to smuggle drugs in and you got detained, or they were pre-rolled. You should have took proper precautions and shouldn't have brought it. How about that? Just say I messed up. But instead you tried to put it on the venue, the country, the whoever whoever it was. You're trying to say that they're trying to sabotage it and stop your tour. Why would they try to stop a successful tour like the Pink Friday 2 tour? Why would they want to stop that money? Because you sell out arenas, right? If I'm that city, why would I want to stop that? And you think them folks in Amsterdam were just sitting around like, yeah, let's go ahead and stop her from performing? Nah, that's cap. That's called I'm not accountable. And I get real tired of that when it comes to Nicki Minaj, because she can do no wrong and her fans believe that thoroughly. Like, oh, it must be some conspiracy. She points the light and reflects the light on other people besides herself, right? Now, like with the Brittany Griner situation, remember when she had the marijuana? She took accountability for it. You know, at first she was just like, "Dang, whatever," because I think it was in a pen or something like that, and it wasn't that much marijuana. But she was like, "Look, it is what it is." But I know better next time. And then she ended up getting released, but they weren't playing with her. They were trying to make an example out of her. You know, Joel Santana. Remember when he came to the airport and he left after they checked his luggage, and he was trying to he wasn't trying to, but he ended up having some weapons in his bag, some guns, and he had to dip out. He dipped out real quick and they ended up arresting him. He had to take that L, man. And it's because he grabbed the wrong bag, and that could happen to the best of us. Like, that you carry your pistol, that you carry your guns, but you forget which bag that you have, and you're so used to packing your gun everywhere, you just end up putting it in your bag, go to the airport, and then you just like, damn, that's the wrong bag. It's happened to numerous people. I know somebody personally that happened to. So, instead of, and you could take accountability, or you could just say, well, they trying to sabotage me. They don't want me to get on my flight because they don't want me to go see my mama. Like, come on, bro. Stop it. So, Nicki, please just stop all the cap. Like, ain't nobody trying to stop your tour. You just made a simple mistake. You know, luckily, yeah, she got out, but she doesn't like to be looked at in any type of negative light, which I can't stand. Like, you're a human being. Like, just take the L. It is what it is. But she made it a real big deal, which I'm not saying she didn't have the right to make it a big deal as far as why is she being arrested, right? But if they tell you what it is, and you didn't save face for us, you tried to save face for your fans, and I hope the Nicki Minaj fans didn't believe that. Do y'all really think that they're trying to sabotage her tour when it generates millions of dollars? Come on. That just sounds very stupid. Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. So J. Cole, man, J. Cole drops an awful verse on Grippy. That's right. You heard it. He drops an awful verse on Grippy. Did y'all hear that song? Man, I really wish I could play it, but the artist, let me see what that artist's name is. Hold on a second. Give me a second, guys. No, it's J. Cole. Is the artist's name Grippy? No. Cash Cobain. Cash Cobain. So this past Friday, he released a single. I don't know if it was a remix. I guess so, but it was called Grippy, and J. Cole was on there. And let me tell you, that's one of the worst. As a J. Cole fan, that's one of the worst J. Cole verses I ever heard. as a J. Cole fan, I've been a fan of J. Cole since like 2009. That was one of the worst J. Cole verses I ever heard. Now, some people were trying to say, well, you know, that was the nature of the song. It was to goof off and play around. But nah, man, we can't take that coming from Cole, not Jermaine Cole. So a lot of people feel like Kendrick took away his magic powers. What y'all say? That somebody said that his when J. Cole did the apology took away his superpowers. I ain't gonna lie, that was hilarious. But they said that it took away his superpowers, and it's just like, come on, man. Like the way that let me go read the lyrics. Let me read the lyrics, man. Hold on. Let me read these lyrics to y'all. Let's see if I can pull them up. All right, so I'm gonna rap it. He said, she like my kick game, and when you with me, I'll say, she like my kick game, and when you me, you don't kick game. I put her in front row at the Nick game. Now she in my phone with a nickname. It's Grippy. Yeah, Grippy, huh? Grippy. I call her that because it's grippy. She thick in the hips, she's a hippie. And she thick in the lips, she gonna lick me. And she sending a flick when she hit me with the kiss emoji. She miss me. When she miss me, she say she gonna strip me. She gonna chew on this stick like it's Wrigley's. Yeah, believe it or not, like Ripley's. She said she was gay until I slayed. Now she's strictly dickly. I'm reading this is J. Cole now. This is J. Cole. As soon as she page, I'm on the way and I'll be showing up quickly. As soon as she page, are we in the 90s? On the highway, I'm doing 150. Like I gotta get you up on the Vickies. Like pussy so good. I just had an epiphany. It's grippy and wet. You know I'm a vet, but you making me feel like a rookie. How you make me tap out so swiftly? But I'm back for the second round victory. I remember I saw you on Fifth Ave for your homies. I'm sorry. I remember I saw you on Fifth Ave with your homies, Sabrina and Tiffany. I was thinking like, damn, your whole clique bad, but I wanted your body specifically. Like I'm trying to see how that glove fit me. Like I want to feel like I'm touching your kidneys, like a bitch. I'm sending all your kids to Disney. I'm pay a little extra, make sure they meet Mickey. See, she grippy. I can't make this up. This is J. Cole's lyrics. I'm not bullshitting with y'all. Those are his lyrics. I just read you his whole verse, and it sounds worse than how I read it. So when you get a chance, go listen to that, man. But it was awful. And I didn't hear, to be fair, I didn't hear the nature of the song beforehand. But what I can say is that J. Cole never gives whack verses. I've never heard him have a whack verse. Now, he's had verses that I have critiqued and been like, oh, that could have been better. He could have went a little harder. But this one sounded like something Soulja Boy would have made up. So I don't know what is going on with J. Cole. They say that his superpowers were taken away from him with that apology. I don't know. He's taking the fall off thing a little too far. What if this is his segue? What if he said, okay, the album is the fall off. I'm gonna give a lot of whack stuff as if I fell off, and when the album actually comes out, which is the fall off, I'm finna flip the script on y'all. What if? We don't know. What if that's the thing? Because Jermaine, I've been a fan for too long. I've spent a lot of money on you, bro. You got to come better than this, and you got to explain yourself. Excuse me with that. So yeah, has anybody heard that verse? If you haven't, I suggest you just go check it out. Again, it's called Cash Cobain, which is Cash and then Cobain. You should know how to spell that. And J. Cole, and it's called Grippy, Grippy. So yeah, I guess they talk about the pussy is grippy, right? I guess I don't know. All right, so here's a good discussion piece right here. Is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar the biggest diss song of all time? Is it the biggest diss song of all time? Keyword biggest, not the best. I'm saying the biggest. And the reason I'm asking that is because we're talking about popularity, we're talking about charts, and we're talking. So those are the main things that we're looking at right now. And I guess you could say impact, but I don't know. The impact is going to be what happens after this, right? The whole world is dancing to this song. I haven't heard a diss record like this Not saying I haven't heard a better diss record. Now, as far as scathing tracks, yeah, it's not touching the hit 'em ups, the No Vaseline. Well, I can say it's up there. It's one of the best diss songs I ever heard. But if you're talking about straight up like going at somebody, Ether is harder, hit 'em up is harder, No Vaseline is harder. But this one right here is one of the it's the biggest in my opinion, like because it's everywhere. This is the first diss record you could really dance to. Before that, I would say is what, back to back, but back to back ain't even on this level. Like, so as far as charts, like there hasn't been a diss record to, well, Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss did debut, but that wasn't really directly going at somebody. It was like throwing shots at people. Kendrick is directly going at Drake. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. I even saw T-Pain dancing to the song. So, like I said, when you go on the internet, man, you going on Twitter, I see people in Africa, Japan, France, everywhere they're dancing to this song. So, is it the biggest one of all time? That's the big question. Now, when we're saying the best record, or I guess you could say the biggest record, somebody who disagrees with that is Brother Ice Cube. Let me share you what Ice Cube had to say about his diss record, No Vaseline. Fair use, by the way. Listen to this. He was at a concert, so listen to what he said.
Nah, Cube, hold on. It's Nas with Ether.
Oh, let me play it back. Here we go.
Love Tupac, but it's not. Nah, Cube, hold on. It's Nas with Ether. I love Nas, but it's not. Huh? Maybe it's Kendrick Lamar now and shit. Maybe it's him. I love that. I love those songs, but No Vaseline is the best diss song in the history of hip hop. And I'll tell you why. Talk to him, Q. I'll tell you why. Come on. One MC, myself, okay. I took out 4 motherfuckers and the manager. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Oh, shit. God damn. But we did that over 30 years ago. So as it stands today, I got nothing but love for NWA, okay?
All right, so that's pretty much the basis of what he has said. And my question is, what do y'all think about that? I mean, Cube has a point when you're talking about comparing diss records, because the first thing people will say is hit 'em up. Hit 'em up is the best of all time. And what Cube is saying, hey, No Vaseline, it was one MC, me, and I took out 4 motherfuckers and their manager. NWA disbanded after that. See, Hit 'em Up had Tupac and the Outlaws on there. So that's why he said that me, number one MC, I mean, only one MC. So I can get that, but Hit 'em Up hit harder than No Vaseline, in my personal opinion. And it's because of Pac's energy, the shit that Pac was talking about afterwards. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest part of the song, because Pac had those 2 verses on there and the Outlaws had their verses, but the energy that Tupac had, and it was so skate. He opened the track out. I'm sorry, I said out. He opened the track up with saying, "I fucked your bitch." You know what I'm saying? So, and then at the end, he gave a good closeout, like F Bad Boy as a record label staff and as a motherfucking crew. And if you down with Bad Boy, then Q too. You know, I'm my fofo make sure all your kids don't grow. That's what Tupac did. So that's what made it stand out more. Plus, the beat was more catchy than the Ice Cube No Vaseline beat. So I don't know, man. It's always debatable. Ice Cube to this day says that was the biggest diss record of all time. You know, my top 5 is gonna be Hit 'em Up in no particular order, but Hit 'em Up, No Vaseline, Ether, Not Like Us Now. That's in my top 4. And I have to think about the 5th one. I gotta look at something to see. Maybe Real Motherfucking G's, Easy E. That was a dope one that gets slept on. So yeah, man. But yeah, what did y'all feel, man? Do you feel like Not Like Us is the biggest song of all time? And I'm saying it is, like, if you're talking about like sales, because it's already platinum. If you're talking about charts, it debuted at number 1. but is it the biggest? I think it's the biggest one globally, but I don't think it's, I wouldn't say it's the best. Not the best diss, but the biggest diss of all time. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments what you feel. Back to Back by Drake? Nah, I don't agree with that. Now, it's one of the biggest, though. I ain't gonna lie. It's one of the biggest. That is because it was a club banger. So it was one of the biggest for sure. But Back to Back ain't touching Not Like Us. Give it time, and it might be because it's less than a month. Yeah, you true. Shout out to Omen. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're a subscriber. Hopefully you are. But yeah, if we give it some time like that, so it's kind of early to decide, but I can say right now it looks like it. Like I haven't seen a diss record do what this diss record did, as far as like the impact that is made globally, as far as everybody dancing to it, and the energy that people have when it comes on. That I see dead people. Dun, 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 dun. I'm talking about everybody instantly gravitated towards this song. See, Drake, when he put Back to Back out, it was like, oh snap, Drake going back. We weren't expecting, after he did that, we were expecting Meek to come back with something harder. But then when Meek didn't deliver and Back to Back kept getting played, and as time went on, it became a hit. Not Like Us was a hit instantly. Like soon as that beat come on, it was a wrap. So that's why I'm saying Back to Back was not like Us. You say it wasn't better than Not Like Us, but I'll put it in the top 6. Yeah, I can give you that. It's definitely top 10. I'll tell you that. It's top 10 based off of the impact that it made alone, the popularity of it. That was the first diss record that was like radio friendly, that people were playing, and it was a hit. It was the first of its kind. So I can give Drake that. But it wasn't that good of a diss to me. Like when I think of a diss, I'm talking about when you're going at somebody. It really wasn't that good of a diss compared to the other ones, because at the time I was like, that's it. But it was catchy. So yeah. But I don't think it was a good diss record, but based off of popularity alone, radio play, all that stuff, I can see it being top 10, top 6, whatever the case may be. For sure. Now, let's talk about something I didn't get to talk about last week. Cameron on CNN. What did y'all think about Cameron appearing on CNN, man? What did y'all think about that? Now, I told folks, man, Cameron, for those who've been hiding under a rock, Dipset General Cameron, I just saw him the weekend before last. He appeared on CNN, and they asked him about Diddy, and he gave them a runaround. And the lady, he said he was about to go get some cheeks after this. You know, he was drinking his pink horsepower, which is a sexual energy drink, you know. But it was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. And yeah, it was priceless, Joe. But yeah, it was hilarious, man. And when people saw it, I saw some people being like, man, he's a grown man, he's in his 40s, he's damn near 50, and he's acting like this, whatever. Man, listen, Cameron went on there and was on code. He was on code. And what does that mean? They wanted him to bash another black man. Not saying Diddy don't deserve it, but they wanted him to bash another black man that he doesn't even know like that. He knows Diddy, but he's not friends with Diddy. But they wanted him to do that publicly on their platform, which they always do. And he stayed on code. It's like, no, I'm here just to promote my stuff. How come y'all don't ever reach out to me when I'm doing something positive? Me and Mace, we started out with $250,000 to invest in this podcast. Now we done made $20 million off of it. We got a $20 million deal off a podcast, which started with us just having a conversation on the phone. So why not talk about that? But you want to talk about the negativity of it. And CNN, y'all didn't know any better? Have you not known Cameron had about 3 interviews, Bill O'Reilly, CNN, where 60 Minutes, where he be on there playing around? Well, I ain't even gonna say he's playing around, but he's doing him. You know what I'm saying? He's being him. They literally asked this man about the whole no snitching thing. They said, if there was a serial killer next door to you, would you snitch? And he said, I mean, I wouldn't snitch. I'd probably move, but I wouldn't, I moved to another building, but I wouldn't say nobody's in there. I wouldn't tell on them. That's Cam. Now, whether you love it or hate it, he's gonna be him, and you should know what to expect. He was on Bill O'Reilly talking about you mad, you mad, you mad, being street, being immature, whatever the case you may be. CNN should have known better. Why didn't CNN go after Mace? Why didn't they? Who's been vocal about Diddy? How come they didn't get Mace? Mace was actually signed to Diddy. He's right there with Cameron on his platform. Why wouldn't you go with Mace instead of Cam? You didn't do thorough research. You don't remember when he did this stuff with Bill O'Reilly in 60 Minutes. You knew who you were getting on there. You thought he was going to change it up, but that's how desperate they were. And Cam gave them exactly what they deserved. Now, that whole politically correct thing that you Negroes are saying, oh, he should have, been grown and talked about, what they wanted him to. He knew what he was doing. Yeah, he did. He admitted that he did. So what? They should have known. He even said before, y'all haven't checked my resume. This is what I do in these interviews. Why did you book me? So he used that as free promo. And that's another thing I don't like, man. I don't like when these white media outlets, anytime something's going on with Bill Cosby, Diddy, it could be anybody, right? They bring other black people on there to bash the race group. They do that to us. Now, you notice they're like when other race groups have some stuff going on, do some of them go on their platforms, maybe the victims, but you don't see a whole bunch of people, getting on one accord going after the Harvey Weinsteins and all them. So with Diddy, they tried to do that with us. And my thing is, if we're going to do that, do it on It Is What It Is podcast, black owned. Do it on Red's View, black owned. But the last thing that I'm going to do is go on CNN and bash another black person. That's called being off code. I don't care what they did, right? Now, if it just happens to come up in an interview, hey, what do you think about the Diddy situation? And you voice your opinion on it, hey, you're grown, you can do that, right? But if they're booking you with the purpose of bashing Diddy to talk trash about him, no, absolutely not. You said CNN knew better. He has a history of not being the one of the. Yep, exactly. My point exactly. So they should have known better. Whoever booked them didn't do that thoroughly, and he even said that. So I'm not mad at Cam at all. They got what they deserve. Now, this is the last thing I want to talk about right here. Did y'all see Vivica A. Fox, appearing on this show? I forgot what it is. I'll play it in a minute. But she had an interview because she's 60. I think she just turned 60, whatever it is. And they asked her a question. And Twitter and the internet has been tearing her up about this. Let me share my screen and talk to you and tell you what happened. Now, this is fair use, by the way. She was on Today with Hoda and Jenna. So listen to what they asked Vivica and listen to what her response was.
Okay, so yeah,
and I'm taking them.
yeah, and you deserve them.
Yeah. Thank you,
Let's
sweetheart.
talk about what else you're wanting. Are you dating?
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
No, why? You're just not.
I'm old fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen and stuff like that. Because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Exactly.
And
What are you looking for at this stage, this point?
a partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Gonna let me go shopping.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like you just spoke it into existence.
I hope so, girlfriend.
I feel like you.
So you got, and I'm taking applications.
Oh,
So if you got a friend.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
good.
We'll be all. We'll
And
be
I
on
don't
the hunt.
discriminate. He can be. I'm not against different nationalities. And you know that too.
All right. So that's what Vivica Fox had to say. She's saying, hey, I'm accepting applications. I'm ready to settle down. I want a partner. And I'm 60 years old. You know who's the first person I thought of when I was watching this? The very first person I was thinking of. He's not with us anymore, unfortunately. But let me show you who I was thinking of. The Godfather. Fair use, by the way. This is the response, and this is what I was thinking the whole time as I was watching that. Listen to this.
No, yet know the national.
Who gives a shit what you give, Vivica Fox? You can't keep a man.
Woo!
One of your biggest regrets is you never had a kid. You never turned out a plus sign. See, I got a problem with women like you thinking that you talk as though you're someone to be appeased. Shut up, Vivica Fox. I'm about tired of seeing your twisted up mouth everywhere. Every time you come on camera, your face is twisted up. We get it. You're a smart, sassy, strong black woman. Do you have another gear? Do you have another character? You've been playing the same character for the last 30 years. We get it. 50 Cent, and Curtis Jackson responded and said, man, my ex-lover still want me. 17 years ago, we was together for 4 months, and she's still mad. My Badoom Doom must be better than I thought. Kudos to you, 50 Cent, for smiling through it. I mean, have you guys looked at the way Vivica looks these days? Every time you see her, it looks like she done sucked on a bag of lemons. Now, I remember back in the 90s when Vivica was hot.
She was.
Fine. But Vivica, but so many women like Vivica A. Fox fall into a broadcast where I said, women have already met their guy and they blew it. I mean, think about when you see Fox Soul, Vivica Fox, Claudia Johnson, and y'all feeling me, and Lisa Ray. Don't y'all see a bunch of old women and be like, y'all are 40 and 50 years old. Y'all should have been somebody's grandma by now.
Spoken from the Godfather himself. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. So yeah, that's the first person I thought of because she was very critical of him. But yeah, man, the whole thing with Vivica, right? Is there a problem with you waiting, putting your career first as a woman? Is there a problem with you wanting to wait until you get to a certain age and all the other stuff? Guess what? No, it's not. It's not a problem. However, your options are limited once you get to that age and you're ready to settle down. See, the thing is with a lot of women like Vivica Fox, you sound crazy saying, hey, at 60 years old, I want to look for a partner. Now, I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade. I hope she gets a partner. Really. But the thing is, the likelihood of that happening with the man that she wants, who she's describing, slim to none. See, our women or women in general of these days have this false reality that I can do what I want to do. I can mess up the relationships. I don't have to take the relationships I have for granted. I don't have to keep a man. I can do what I want to do. I can be sexually liberated. I can do all this. But then when you get to a certain age, you'll get lonely. Because a lot of women, and I'm just keeping it real, they'll say that I'm good, I'm fine being single, I'm doing all this other stuff. Hey, live your life. But when you get to that point when you want to find somebody, your time could be up on the person that you really wanted. Because a lot of times you're presented with that person already. 50 Cent could have been her guy, her man, her husband. She messed it up, and she admitted that she messed it up. She had the hottest rapper in the game at the time. And Vivica used to be bad. Don't get it twisted. She don't look like nothing now. But back then, and it's because I think that because of the surgery she had. Because Vivica was always fine, beautiful woman. But I think obviously she had some surgery, allegedly. I don't know. But it looks like she didn't have some surgery, and she just looks like a big bottle of plastic now. Like, nah. But this should show women that you need to pursue what you pursue. See, a lot of people got upset at Kevin Samuels when he would, shoot down your dreams of trying to find this particular man at a certain age. And it's like, no, you need to be proactive and focus like a laser while you're in your prime years, because you don't want to be a 60-year-old woman out here talking about you want to find a partner. You should have been found your partner. I'm not knocking you for wanting to find one, but 60 years old, you're a senior citizen, and you're over here wanting to find that. Now I can understand if she did have a husband at one point. Did she say that she messed it up or something like that? I know she said something like she made more money than him and he couldn't handle it or something like that. But that was her position. See, a lot of times, a lot of women will have this status, make this money, and try to belittle the man or make the man not feel good about himself or whatever, end up losing him, and then you want to crowd foul when you get in your later years like this. So I'm sure Kevin Samuels is up in heaven from the Godfather's in heaven and looking down, laughing, or, you know, it was interesting when I saw that. So that's the first person I thought of. But Vivica looks insane at this point, saying she wants to find a partner, saying, hey, I'm ready to settle down. Like I said, she did, I believe I saw an interview where she did get married. But I think it was something along the lines of like her husband couldn't deal with her because of he was not liking that she made more money than him or something like that. But I think she was trying to be dominant or something, if I can remember, if I recall. But I know for sure that she messed up that 50 Cent situation. So yeah, man, ladies, y'all can't have this false sense of reality thinking that you can do whatever, treat people a certain type of way. And then you're going to be 60 years old talking about something. You looking for love. You looking for love. Now, is there a chance she could find it? Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. But the type of man that she wants, I highly doubt that there's a 60-year-old man. I put it like this. Men are not going to be lined up to get a 60-year-old woman, period. They're not going to be lined up to it. Now, back during the 90s when Vivica was Vivica A. Fox, absolutely. But ladies, you don't want to run into that wall, man. You don't want to run into that wall. Take advantage of it now. If you want to be married, if you want to have a man, because you don't want to die alone. Some women may not mind, but some women would mind. So don't be a Vivica. Don't be a Vivica A. Fox and mess up your relationships and or mess up your marriages and stuff like that. Don't, you need to treat that man the right way and vice versa for the men as well. But we know that it's a different scenario with that. But anyway, that's been my time for today. Thank you everybody for joining me for Red's View tonight. Is the game still on? Yeah, I gotta watch the I'm about to say Timberwolves. The Mavericks go ahead and put a stomping on the Timberwolves so we can see them in the finals. But yeah, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/RedsView. If you're going to be in Atlanta, catch me at the W this Friday, spinning from 3 to 7 at the Wet Bar. That's the rooftop pool. Of course, it's going to be fun. But yeah, man, look out for more videos. Follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D. And I'll holler at y'all. See y'all next.